You will not live a rich, abundant life without faith. Welcome to another episode of A Journey to Mastery. I'm your host, LZ, and today I got a treat for you. I want to talk about 5 skills that will make you rich. Now, before we get into the episode, I want to just set the foundation. I'm not talking about just money. Money is a side effect. I'm talking about that will make you rich in relationships, that will make you rich in mindset, that will make you rich in overall well-being and abundance in life. Okay. Again, money is part of that, because if you develop these 5 skills, you're going to make a lot of money, right? But it's not just about that. Okay. All right. I happen to think that most people, they don't fail because they're not trying hard. In fact, the people that I know that are broke work harder than the people that have money. Now, it's a backwards concept, because you would think that the harder you work, the more money you make, but that's not how it actually works. I know a ton of people that work really, really hard. They work 2 jobs, they work 3 jobs, and they still struggle. And partly because success doesn't really correlate to hard work. In fact, success correlates directly with having a template, having a blueprint, having a methodology and a framework to how you go about living and making money. Okay, here's what I mean. When you don't have the right skills, it's impossible for you to live an abundant life. Okay, it's impossible. The other thing I think that hurts people when you think about abundance, when you think about being rich, quote unquote rich, a lot of times we take the long way around. I'm constantly reminded about the story in the Bible, the Israelites, where they had escaped from Egypt. They're on their way to the promised land in a trip that shouldn't have taken them as long as it took them. It took them 40 years. 40 years. Why? Because they didn't get the message. They didn't learn the lesson that they were supposed to learn. And so God just had them repeat the lesson again. Is that you? Are you repeating the lesson? Like this year was going to be your best year ever, and it ended up being the same as last year. And next year is the same as the year before. And you're just reliving the same year over and over and over again. Here's my encouragement to you. You have to grab the lesson. You have to get whatever lesson God is trying to teach you. You have to learn it before you can go to the next level, or you can go to the next step. Okay. That's the long way. Right? Years become decades. And before you know it, 10 years, 20 years have gone by and you're still in the same place, right? With, doing it your own way. But when you master the right skills, when you get the right lesson, and then you layer on top of that the right skills, you compress time. Let's talk about the 5 skills without further ado. The first skill, the very first thing that you need to develop, to grow, to sharpen, to master in order to be rich is faith. Faith without works is dead, but you will not live a rich, abundant life without faith. Faith is the substance of things hoped for and the evidence of things not seen. By definition, that is what faith is. You will not live a rich, abundant life if you don't have faith. Okay, so take that or leave it. That's my perspective on the foundational skill that you need to have in order to be rich. It's your foundation. Again, without faith, you're going to give up, because it will get hard. It will test you. You'll go through challenges. And without that, you are going to give up. Faith will keep you moving when it gets hard. Faith gives you direction, guidance when God is speaking to you and telling you which direction to go, which deal to take. Faith is going to be your guide. Okay. You don't need all the answers, right? In fact, He's not going to give you all the answers. He'll probably give you one piece and then the other piece, and systematically work you to the next step. I want to tell you about the Daily Crown. It is a daily audio devotional that's going to help you get into alignment, set the foundation for your day so that you are clear, you're focused, and that you're ready to take on the day. So check it out. Join us. This is a movement, not a moment. Okay, number two, the skill that you need. Now, you got your faith, that's intact. You need to understand how to build an audience. No audience equals no business. When you build an audience, don't build it just on rented real estate. Okay, so social media is cool. Social media is amazing, but don't build your entire audience there. It's rented land. You need to own your audience. You need an email list. You need a CRM. You need a way to communicate directly to your people without depending on somebody else. Okay, no audience, no business. You need to build trust with that audience. You need to give value. You need to make their lives easier, make their lives better in some way in order to have an engaged audience that you own. And I don't know how to say this any other way than this. Attention is the new currency. Those business owners and entrepreneurs who understand attention are the ones who are going to win, especially moving forward. See, at the time of this filming, it's 2026. Beyond 2026, as AI continues to grow, as AI continues to be a part of the equation, attention is going to continue to be currency. So build that audience, build your opportunity. Number three, and I don't know, this should probably be number two, but I put it as number three because if you don't have this skill, it's going to be difficult to build number two, which is your audience. But if you don't have communication, it doesn't matter if you have an audience or not. So communication is skill number three that you need in order to be rich. Now, I could probably do an entire podcast just on communication, but communication is the differentiator between people knowing you, liking you, and trusting you, or you having an amazing product, an amazing service that nobody knows about because you haven't clearly articulated the value that you bring using your product, your service, or whatever it is that you bring. So communication is key. You have to master communication if you want to be rich. Okay? If you cannot communicate, you can't scale. Clarity creates conviction. Confused people don't buy. I guarantee you. Confused people do not buy. Say it clearly, say it concisely, say it consistently, and you will build your audience. Number four, sales. You as an entrepreneur have to understand sales. Now, this doesn't mean that you have to be a sleazy, slimy car salesman, but what it does mean is you need to understand the psychology of sales in your industry for your people, your tribe, and you need to master it. Not everybody responds to pushy sales. I happen to find that in my industry, it's heavily trust-based. And so my job is to educate, my job is to motivate, to inspire, to illustrate and demonstrate how I can help my tribe get from where they are to where they want to be. This isn't following up with endless emails saying, buy my thing. It looks like doing the podcast, doing the email newsletter, content, etc., speaking, the book, all the things that build trust, give value, and position myself to be findable when they need what it is that I sell. And just be a decent person, connecting them to value and hooking them up when they have a question. So just being of value. Okay. Now, every industry is different. Every vertical is different. So you need to master that in your industry and in your vertical. Sales is service. Jesus does this well when he goes on tour. He always gives value. He gives, he's healing the sick. He's raising the dead. He is turning water into wine and all the things to grow God's kingdom. His business was the Father's business, and that was building the kingdom of heaven. Okay. And so just like that, our business is building and adding value to people and helping them achieve that transformation. No sales, no business. A hobby, maybe, but not a business. So again, making sure that we're solving a real problem that people have. Number 5, this is one of my favorite because now in 2026, this has become extremely important. It's technology. And right now, the big technology, the big elephant in the room is AI. You have to understand how to leverage AI in your business so that you can scale, so that AI can take care of the things, the administrative things, the things that you don't need to be focused on anyway, so that you can focus on the things that only you can do. I'm telling you, in 2026 and beyond, AI is going to be the thing that levels the playing field between solopreneurs, people who have a small team, and big corporations who have millions of dollars behind them. You can scale with technology, mainly AI, faster, more efficiently now than ever before. So you need to master that skill. It's leverage. It helps you work smarter and not harder, and it helps you scale faster. Okay. It allows you to multiply yourself. Okay. So that's what I got for you: faith, audience, communication, sales, and technology. You master these, you will build a machine without a team, without a large team, without a lot of overhead. And this is going to help you be rich. Now, listen, if this hit, I want you to join the Journey Feed, because that's where faith-driven entrepreneurs like you are growing their faith, growing their business God's way, in a way that allows you to scale without drifting from your calling. So thank you for your time and attention, and forward this to at least 3 other faith-driven entrepreneurs that will get value from it. Till next time.
Oh yeah, oh yeah, can I get a oh yeah, can I get a